Hi guys, welcome to episode 7, and today we're going to plant more seeds. I've acquired some more, and then I also got a new Schefflera. It's a variegated leaf one, and I'm going to repot that in bonsai soil. So let's get started. So I've acquired more seeds. These are from a neighbor. She has a couple of nice maples that's been there for 10 plus years, and I asked her, and she was very nice to let me pick them off. And this one is she didn't know the variety, but it was Japanese maple 5-finger something. She didn't know, so I picked these up. I'm gonna plant these in the pot here, just spreading them around. Some of these were quite high on the tree. I had to jump for it. Some of them I had to climb a bit and grab them. This was a pot for something else that I had earlier. It's not used anymore, so I'm just gonna mix these in. I might get a top layer on there. It's hard to work these in. But yeah, hopefully some of these will germinate. Yeah, I definitely have to get a top layer on this. Okay, and then from the other tree, which also I have no idea what the name is, she didn't know either, came a bunch of other seeds. These ones I'll put in the container from episode 6. These I think I'm just gonna shuffle them in there. And hopefully nature will take its path, and we'll have some seedlings by next spring. All right, that should be fine. Push those in. Always seem to come out. Okay. That should do it for now. Here is the new Schefflera arboricola. It should be a dwarf Schefflera, I believe. It looks pretty small, although the leaves are, this one's a bit big compared to the other one. I got this one so that I could have one variegated leaves and then the other one's green. So I have some variety, and these are easy plants to grow. So yeah, I don't mind having them. I like these plants, although this one is really leggy. Okay, so here's the explanations, which I usually read. It actually mentions for decoration only, do not consume. Good to know. Okay, so I just got this today actually, and it's weird. This one also has the roots crawling out of the pots. Quite a few of them too, so it's $3.99. So I'm not sure if that's common. I was trying to Google it, but nothing relevant came up. So anyway, let's get this out. I'm gonna plant this in this yogurt pot, and I'm gonna keep it in this pot as long as I could. I think I'm gonna try to keep this one small, or as small as I could keep it, and I'm gonna keep it in this small pot and then repot when I have to, and see if I can keep this smaller. The leaves get, hopefully the leaves will get smaller because it's in a smaller pot over time. We'll see where that goes. Okay, let's take this out. The soil is actually really dry right now, so it should come out. Hopefully. There we go. It's a good amount of roots on there. I'm pretty sure this was rooted as a cutting because it's got leaves growing in the bottom of the soil. They probably just planted it really deep. There's actually a lot of roots in here. And once I repot this, I'm going to leave this outside of the aquarium because there's just no room inside of it. And eventually I'm sure I have to take some other stuff out as well. Probably the other Schefflera, because I think they'll be okay staying out of the humid container. Okay. Yeah, so these are the roots that are coming up. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's just not sure if that's common for tropical trees, but the ones I have in there, the ficus, the root is one of them has the roots coming out the surface. I guess surface root is a good thing. I just didn't think I would see it so often. And then my Schefflera before, the roots were coming out above the soil as well. So maybe it's something that's common, although I haven't seen that kind of behavior in videos, or at least nobody mentions it. Unless that's how surface roots grow, but I thought surface roots was roots that grow horizontal on the surface, not coming from under and then going above the soil. So I thought that was kind of strange. Yeah, so this cutting was planted pretty deep. I mean, it goes all the way down. And now I've got layers of roots to go through. I'm going to take off some of these leaves coming from under the soil line. Trying to find where the bottom is. Okay, so that's the bottom of the cutting all the way down here. So there's about an inch, maybe a little bit more than an inch of space. This just makes it hard to work with. You know what? I think the roots are just, because they're coming out to the surface, it's all tangled up with the leaf. go. So yeah, that's a much better look now. That's where the root is. A couple of leaves on the bottom. Okay. I'm going to try to go slow on the repot and think before I do stuff. You know, root pruning and making some prune off a couple leaves. I feel like I kind of rushing through this before and kind of forgetting to do stuff in the middle. So I'll try to slow down. All right. I think this depth is okay. I'm going to get rid of the bottom leaves. They're almost like suckers, but even the bottom ones. Let me look at these really long stems for the leaf. It's almost like it was in a spot in the nursery that was lacking light, and the plant is trying to reach for light above. I'm going to take this one off as well, and I'll leave the rest. Actually, no, I'll take both of these off. If I get rid of both of these, I'll have the newer ones. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to take both of these off. I'll just let these dry up by themselves and then remove. Yeah, look, this is really long. And compared to the other one, I think this is much longer. The roots. For the most part, it's okay. I'm going to take off some of the longer ones at the bottom. So what I noticed is that the roots on the left side, or this side, is much thicker, and there's more of it. And then over here, there's not that many roots coming on this side. So I'm going to want to balance that. I'm taking a lot of roots off, and hopefully that should be okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to flatten some of these roots as well. Right now they're turning that way. Even though the roots are coming out from this side, yeah, and then they're curving to that way. It's like it's being folded almost like. So the root now look at it, it's actually quite even, except these two bigger ones has been folded to the other side. So when I plant this, when I repot this, I'm going to make sure that these roots are going to stay down straight, not bent. Okay, basically like that. I'll try to strain these out a bit. This one's really high up, but I'm going to leave this one. I'm going to leave it and see how it grows. It might make a good feature in the future, I don't know, but we'll find out. Alright, so let's put this in here. Actually, it's still a little bit big. I'm gonna have to take off a lot of these. So I've reduced the roots by a lot now. Knowing this is a Schefflera, it should grow back. Actually, this one's already snapped off. I'm just taking that off. And these root is cutting fairly well, so I'm not too worried about the survivability of it. But it is a lot of roots I've reduced. Yeah, hopefully this will be okay. Oh. I'll go a little bit higher. Okay, I think that's good. So right there. I just spilled some soil. Yeah, this should be done outside, but I keep doing it inside. I don't really have anything set up outside to really do this, but it just means I have to clean some stuff up when doing it from the inside. But I wasn't really expecting to spill the the soil. Okay, I'll clean that up later on. Let's try and finish this up. This one is so small, I'm going to use a toothpick instead of the chopstick. So eventually I'm going to get rid of these really long elongated stems, these leaves. But I need to treat again, more vigor, let the roots redevelop before I do any of that. Maybe in the spring is a good time to kind of prune it back. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. The tree was quite dry when I got it today, so I'm going to go ahead and water it. Actually, I don't want this to get messy, or more messy than it is. So I'll water it in here. This way the water, the runoff, is not going to mix with the dry soil. Okay, it's coming out the bottom. I always kind of give it a second go because if the soil is dry, I want to make sure it's thoroughly watered. Okay, I think this is okay for now. All right, well, that's variegated Schefflera repotted. I'm outside now, and just to give you a short update, a brief update on the maples. I've placed these under, I guess this area is a more sunny area in the end of the backyard, and you can see that it's actually turning red comparing to what it's like on the top. It's a quite bright red, which is what they told me in the nursery, and whoops. but yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, this is a nice red. And then this one, this is a season of change. These are quite red now, comparing to these ones are more of a darker maroon color that hasn't changed. So yeah, I'm glad that it's actually changing, even though probably won't see much of it anymore. So yeah, the next episode I'm going to attempt to do a root over rock for one of my ficus that I haven't repotted. It'll be my first one, and I'm going to do some research on it and try to do it, and hopefully it will be okay. That'll be next episode. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.